I think we can put aside the politics, and we will find some way to work together for the kids of HISD.
That was the new superintendent of HISD speaking just hours after the Texas Education Agency took over the state's largest school district. Good afternoon. I'm Cheryl Mercedes in for Reka Mudaraj.
And I'm Ron Trevino. As your education station, we've been reporting on this takeover since the very beginning. And now that it's finally here, we're walking you through everything that we know so far. That means team coverage, taking a look at the reaction from parents, teachers, and community groups. We're also hearing from the new superintendent and learning more about those new board members. But first, Janelle Bluda has a look at the transition between the old elected administration and this new state-appointed one. Janelle.
Yeah, guys, well, we finally have the names of the new managers poised to take control of HISD, but not everyone thinks it's a good idea. In fact, Mayor Turner just issued a statement an hour ago. He says his position hasn't changed, saying this process has been flawed and anti-democratic from the very beginning. Let's start with how this all unfolded this morning. The transition happened quietly. Inside HISD headquarters, the new members were sworn in one by one, and then each immediately left after taking their oath. The Texas Education Agency says it had to be done this way as to not violate any provisions of the Open Meetings Act. Then the TEA officially announced the new HISD superintendent will be Mike Miles, the former superintendent for Dallas ISD. He will join a newly appointed board of managers in leading the district until certain academic metrics are met. The board of managers were also announced. The 9 members include several HISD parents, HISD graduates, and active members of our community. They are now replacing a board that was elected by your votes. We spoke with former elected board member Sue Nygaard today, her first official day off from the job. She says she has nothing but hope for the future of the district, and that's a feeling that the new superintendent says many of the former members share.
While I understand, all the reasons for concerns, I'm hoping that the community will give the new leadership a chance. That's what our children need right now.
Even if they didn't like the intervention, they still want a successful HISD, and that's a testament to the elected members.
Once the state feels HISD has met its academic standards, the elected board of trustees would then be phased back in over time. Miles says that could take 5 to 6 years, and you will get your chance to meet those board members in person. That'll be here at their first board meeting next week, June 8th. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Janelle Bluda. And just hours ago, the newly appointed HISD superintendent did his first TV interview with our Jason Miles. He says if he doesn't improve the district, he deserves to be fired. And Jason, you also spoke with him about closing schools.
That's right, Ron. In fact, Wheatley High School here behind me that helped trigger this whole takeover back in 2019 at the center of these school closure rumors as recently as this morning. But the new superintendent, Mike Miles, says there are no closings on the table, at least through the next school year. Take a look. We got to interview him inside a classroom here at Wheatley this morning. Miles says there are schools within HISD that do not need any intervention, but he says too many deserve attention, and he's committed to helping improve things. His first day on the job today included meeting with principals and other staff members. Miles plans to try and turn takeover skeptics, I should say, into believers by working collaboratively with the new board of managers and the HISD community. He also plans to visit 5 schools per week in order to observe, listen, and personally engage on the campus level.
Don't get me wrong, this is going to be a tough job. This is requiring a lot of skills, and I'm not all that, but I tell you what, I will bring leadership, vision to this district, and I'll make the tough decisions that few others are prepared to make.
In addition to closing schools, I asked Miles about charter schools and fears among some that he will push for more of them within HISD. At this point, he says that is not on the table, but something that might be considered down the road. Miles, as you may know, is the founder of a charter network in his native Colorado. Miles is also a former Army officer and Army Ranger. He also served as a diplomat for a time. All experience, he says, serves him well in this very new role. And you can see much more of my interview with him on KHOU.com. Reporting live from Wheatley High, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
A lot of folks looking forward to hearing from him in the future. Thanks so much, Jason.
Let's talk about HISD's new superintendent, Mike Miles. He's the former superintendent for Dallas ISD. He's also the founder of Third Future Schools, a network of public charter schools across Texas, Louisiana, and Colorado. The TEA also named their new board of managers today. Let's talk about them. Let's start with Audrey Momanet. She's an HISD parent and an attorney. She also previously applied for this job back in 2019. Next, Rick Campo. He's served on a number of public and private boards. He's also a business owner and the first in his family to graduate from college. Angela Lamont Flowers is an HISD parent and teacher, over 20 years in Houston area schools, and also previously applied for this job. Dr. Michelle Cruz Arnold, the mother of an HIC student. She earned a PhD in education policy and planning. She too previously applied for this job. Next, there's Cassandra Azen Bandy, who's an HISD graduate herself and parent of HISD students. She's a business strategy manager at a consulting firm. Jeanette Garza Lindner, she's an HISD parent and a management consultant. She also ran for the school board 2 years ago and lost. She also previously applied for a board of managers job. Rolando Martinez is an HISD graduate and a parent of 3 kids who all attend HISD schools. He's a human resources manager in the Texas Medical Center. He also previously applied for this job. Next is Paula Mendoza, the mother of an HISD graduate. She's also the owner of a small business, and the TEA says she's served on numerous nonprofit and governmental boards. Finally, Adam P. Ravon, an HISD parent and the owner of a small business in the real estate industry. He also served in the Army. This hand-picked board of managers replaces the elected board. Their first public meeting will be on June 8th.
We've been covering the story from the very beginning, and as your education station, we have comprehensive team coverage. For a look at our reporting, just text the word TAKEOVER to 713-526-1111, and we'll send you back some helpful links. Some of the frequently asked questions about the takeover. First up here, how frequently will the Board of Managers and new administration check in with the TEA? So, according to the TEA, the check-ins are not set with the superintendent and the TEA. The new superintendent and the TEA, will act only as an advisory and in a supporting role. So that will be their role in this takeover process. Secondly, another question that comes to mind, how will the TEA monitor a district's progress toward the identified exit criteria? Well, for that, the appointed conservator will submit monthly progress reports, and the TEA will review the progress of the district on a quarterly basis. The commissioner has to determine before the second anniversary, that's 2 years into this takeover, whether the Board of Managers should be extended for another 2 years. So we'll be keeping on top of that and see what the progress is throughout.